Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm your host, Preston M. Smith. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm Preston M. Smith, at PMS Artwork everywhere on internet land and socials. I want to thank you for landing on this podcast. Whether you're a professional artist, just getting started in the art world, a collector of art, or just consider yourself a creative person, this podcast has something for you. I like to think of it as a fun way to rant and talk to other creative people about living the life of an artist, surviving and getting ahead in the art world, and enjoying your life. But most importantly, not waiting until you're dead to make it happen. All right, let's get started.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 300th episode of the Living Artist Podcast. We can't believe it over here. And in commemoration of this amazing achievement, we have received countless calls to congratulate us from some of our favorite characters over the years, and we'd like to play some of those for you right now. Okay, hit it.
Hello?
Oh, wow. It's like 300 episodes. Congratulations. It's wild. All right. 300 episodes. Y'all made it. Great night.
Yeah, this is Bill Burr. 300 episodes, huh? Big fucking deal. Call me when you got over 1,000. Hello? What the fuck do you want? I gotta go.
Yes, it is me, Arnold. I'm calling about the 300 episodes. Not too bad for such a little man. To the chopper!
300 episodes? That's hot.
Welcome back to the 300th episode of The Muppet Show! Yay! No. Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, this is Tony Roberts, okay? Just calling to say a big congratulations. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. What show is this?
Yes, it is I, Eckhart, calling from the park. I just wanted to say to you.
Excuse me. How'd you get into this studio, and who the hell are you?
We are Sparta!
Excuse me. Yes. What in the hell is going on?
This is the 300th episode, and we are the 300.
Oh, but Jesus. Why does everything have to be so literal? You know what? Just get out of here. Take your crew and get out of here.
We, the 300, can see when we are not wanted. We will go. Rude.
Oh, God. I don't even know why I still do this, to be honest. Enjoy the 300th episode, everybody. I hope somebody does.
Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. What if that was the whole episode? Me just doing that? Oh, man. Well, why not blow up the podcast? I've been absent and very ill. So, why not just stick a fork in it all the way? No. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. This is the 300th episode. We are not Sparta, but we are on the 300th episode. And I thought I would do something a little different and commemorate it by answering a few of the questions I've gotten recently or over the years. I'm not going to name the people who've asked the questions to protect their anonymity, but I will be answering a few questions just to commemorate this 300th episode, take stock in where we are, where things might be going, how I'm doing, all that good stuff. So let's get at it. The questions will be questioned. The questions will come in the format of Mumford. So take it away, Mumford.
Thank you. All right, well, let's just get to it. The first question is, drum roll, please. you know what? Whatever. That'll have to do. The first question is, where do you see the podcast going in the future?
Ah, yes. That is a very good question, one that I've given a lot of thought to, laying on the ground trying to get over this illness, this disease. And yeah, I have a lot of plans for the podcast, assuming that I can get well. And some of those are, I do want to dabble in video podcasts. I've talked about this in the past. I just never really got to the point where I was well enough to do it. But I do want to dabble in video podcasts. I obviously want to get back to doing some interviews. I have so many people who have reached out to be on the podcast and have interviews done. I've got people that are close to me, people that I know, people from childhood. I've got some real high rollers in the art world. I've got people that are outside of the box. I've got a lot of people that have reached out to be on the podcast, and I've had to tell them that I've been taking a hiatus from interviews because I've been unwell. But I do look forward to getting back into that and to getting some of these new interviews to you. I think you're going to really dig the people that are going to be on the podcast in the future. And also, I do want to play around maybe with the format a bit. I'm thinking about doing some really candid, different types of things, like some just off the cuff. I mean, everything I do is off the cuff, but I'm talking about some thematically different podcasts, like from a place of emotion. For example, something happens, just getting almost like a diary, something is happening in real time. You come on and you just share something, an experience that just happened, and you talk about it in real time. Maybe I will even be doing some lives at some point. If I'm well, I will be getting on YouTube and doing some live podcasts while painting. These are just some ideas that I've been throwing around, and feel free to, reach out and comment and let me know if you think any of these are good ideas, any of these are shit ideas, or if you're just indifferent, that's fine too. But that's just some of the things I've been thinking about. All right, next question.
Oh, yes. This is a good one, so hold on to your butts. Where do you see the future of the art world going, and specifically selling art in this new paradigm?
Oh man, that is a very good question. And that's another one that I think about all the time, because I'm always trying to be a step ahead, or I'm always trying to at least visualize how I'm going to be adapting or pivoting or changing my strategies for going forward in the future, selling art, being an artist, what that's going to look like, what the landscape's going to look like. So I definitely think that we are just scratching the surface with where AI is going to take us and how it's going to get its little, digital fingers in everything. I mean, it's very helpful in some ways, and it can be very detrimental in other ways. See people losing their jobs. But I do think it also can be used as a resource, and I think we need to be really educating ourselves to the best of our abilities and being able to use it as a tool and a resource as artists to get ourselves out there, to get our marketing done, to save us time, to kind of plug into the 80-20 principle more, to do all of those things. And as far as the selling and, marketing landscape is going, I definitely think that there is going to be a reemergence of kind of brick and mortar galleries, not only just brick and mortar, but doing things by hand, and people really yearning and valuing something that is actually done by a human being and by hand. So I think there's going to be this like little split, not necessarily like a hybridization, but potentially more of like a split of using AI as a resource for seeking out art, for finding art, for making things easier for us to do and to market and to get our stuff out there. But it's also going to be, the waters are going to be very muddied by people using AI, and the more people that get well versed in it, it's just going to be all over the place. There's going to be kind of like fake art. There's going to be
fake news. We're going to have fake news, everybody.
It's not going to be like that necessarily, but there's going to be a lot of distractions, and there's going to be a lot of people who have a lot of resources and a lot of money taking advantage of that and kind of, I think, crowding the market a little bit, just like what happens in real life. It's just going to be that on steroids. So I think there's going to be a lot of value in doubling down on being an actual human being in the future and actually putting your stamp on your work and having something be human made and something that people can do and see in person, like go to your studio, go to art shows, have pop-ups, do art walks, whatever it is, some things that we can't even envision. And that's some stuff that I want to be talking about as the podcast progresses, which is like finding new strategies and new ways to get our art out there into the world. Because I do think there's going to be a pushback. I even think there might be a little bit of a splintering of like a polarization of like things go to this extreme with AI and with technology, there might be a new generation that comes in and pushes back and is like, we're anti-phone, we're anti-social media, we're anti-AI, we're anti-technology. There might be a little bit of that too. So I think having a little bit of an understanding of both of those, having, your fingers in multiple pies. I'm sorry for the gross visuals there, but being able to be well-versed in AI and digital technology and where tech is going and where social media is going, where marketing is going, and also doubling down on your actual work and getting better at showing things in person, making relationships, and having your human imprint on what you do. So I think that is really going to be where the future of art is going. It's going to be a little bit of a split, a polarization.
Oh, you're done? I thought you were never going to stop. Okay, the next question is, I really liked your episode on biohacking art, and I just wanted to know if you had any new biohacks and how they can help you be a better artist.
I love this question, and I love biohacking. I know it's kind of an overused term right now, but it is cool. I love anything you can do to take power of your biology and your life. So yes, I will share something. It's not necessarily 100% new, but it is something that kind of comes from, and I will give credit to Gary Brecka, even though these resources are out there, he just found a way to kind of stack them in an interesting way. And I think it's all about making yourself as highly functional as possible, making sure you're oxygenated, making sure you have energy, because without energy, you can't do anything. Without a positive mindset, you can't do anything. And so this biohack really helps you achieve like an optimal level of both brain activity and a huge mitochondrial boost. Just gives you a big boost across the board. So one thing I will say is you can do this kind of free, and you can also do it by going to a place to do it if you have the money, or if you have some stuff at home. You can kind of do a mix and match. But the first thing you want to do, and you want to do it in this order, is you want to do PEMF, which it's going to help your red blood cells kind of separate and decoagulate, and help your blood flow better and help with your circulation. So you want to be doing a PEMF mat. You can look PEMF up. I talked about it on the Biohack Your Art episode. PEMF is pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, and it's a really positive way to ground yourself and to get your cellular function up to speed. It helps with tissue repair. It helps with brain activity. It helps with oxygenation, all that stuff. So I would do PEMF for, 10 to 15 to 20 minutes even, work your way up to it first thing in the morning. And then you will do a breathing exercise, kind of like a hypoxia type of breathing exercise, where you are limiting the oxygen that's coming in and then also getting high doses of oxygen coming in. You can do this with like EWAT technology or hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Both of those are very expensive, but an EWAT is something where you'd be exercising, doing cardio while taking in like 93% or 95% oxygen. And you do that for 15 to 20 minutes, and it just floods your body, your cells, your tissues with oxygen. So you're doing the PEMF first to kind of get your blood flowing, get the circulation going, get your blood cells to kind of separate. And then you're doing the EWAT or the breath work. You can look up Wim Hof to do free versions, just to do hyperoxygenation and hypoxia, even vagus nerve type breathing. You can just look up any type of breath work really, just to do the free version of this. Any of it helps and works. And then you are going to want to do like a red light therapy, which is just going to help with everything from tissue repair to pain management to collagen production. But the most important thing doing this in this stack is that it's going to be helping with your nitric oxide levels. So you're basically just doing all this stuff to flood your body with oxygen, to help with your circulation, and then to get nitric oxide production. And you're going to feel like $1 million after doing this. And, for me, I don't feel like $1 million, but it's something that I do to help me to kind of help get over this disease, to give me a little bit of that mitochondrial boost, so I might have a fighting chance to get over it. But if you are feeling well and you're healthy in general, this is just going to give you a boost and make you feel like $1 million. And you're going to want to get into the studio. You're going to have great ideas. You're going to be visualizing, your career better. You're going to be more productive, and you'll probably have the energy to just go in there and knock out a painting in one session. So that's something you can do. So the biohack version with the tech is PEMF device, then EWAT or hyperbaric oxygen, therapy, and then red light therapy. The free version is going out and grounding on the ground, obviously. Going out and getting, like in the morning, you go out, your bare feet touching the ground, you're going to discharge. It's all about the electrons. You're going to be discharging that into the ground. It's going to be centering you. We used to get natural grounding all the time as human beings before we started wearing shoes and walking on these different surfaces and stuff like that. So you're going to want to go out there, get your feet in some dirt or some grass or maybe even some cement that has not been polished. And you're going to just do that for 10 to 15 minutes, get some grounding. If you get some sunlight, great too. But then the next version of that is some Wim Hof breathing or some breathing exercises of your choosing. Look up like hypoxia type training. And then you want to get some good sunlight on your skin. And that's going to be the free version of that. So you've got PMF, EWAT or hyperbaric, and then you've got the red light therapy, or you have the free version, which is grounding on the ground, doing some breath work, meditation, whatever. You can throw in some visualization as a little bonus in there, and then you do the sunlight, or you get some really good sun on your skin. All of that helps, and that is my favorite way to just get a little bit of a boost, or if you're fighting something like I am, to give your cells and your mitochondria a fighting chance to get well. All right, I'm going to take one more because this is getting kind of long, so fire away, Mumford.
I'll fire away what I want. Don't tell me what to do. But I do want to get out of here. So the last question is, what advice would you give to a young artist just starting out to put their best foot forward in their art career?
Oh, man, this is also a very great question. And I'll probably surprise you a little bit with the answer, because I think a lot of people will tell you, oh, you got to start getting into galleries, or you got to start building your body of work, and you got to start getting on social media, and you got to start networking, and you got to blah, blah, blah. I agree with all of those things, and I've talked about all of those things. But if I were really to synthesize this down and just really get to the crux of this, and I think this goes for all artists, but especially those starting out, but it's also a good thing to kind of, remind yourself of from time to time. And I've had a lot of time lying on the floor to remind myself of a lot of these things right now too. And I think I would say, if you're starting out, really do a deep dive of getting to know yourself, your ethos, and what you really want to say and what you really stand for as an artist. I don't mean like, I stand for the Democratic Party, or I stand for being conservative, or I stand for, I'm not saying that. That's all fine and good. What I'm talking about is something deeper, something more existential, something more at the core of your being. Like, what do you stand for as an artist? I think getting your why, getting to know yourself, getting to know what makes you different from other people and what makes you unique in sharing your vision and your voice. I think that is so important. And I think once you do that, once you get really clear on who you are and what you are about as an artist, a lot of this other stuff comes. You also don't blow in the wind and get influenced as much by people. For example, a lot of people will say, there's a lot of stuff online right now with, you got to get these galleries input, and you got to have, people have to give you a critique of your art and do this. And I'm so far into my art career, I know myself so well. And I just feel like, I don't need that. I don't need the critique. I don't need the criticism. I actually don't even need the advice from the galleries. I think it does you a disservice at some point. I think when you really know yourself and you know what you're about and know what you want to achieve, I think you can become a trendsetter. All the people that I've always followed and admired, they kind of didn't really buy into any of that crap. Sure, they played the game a little bit. Maybe they had to sometimes. Maybe they had to show up and do things that they didn't want to have to do from time to time. But as far as really getting down to the crux of who they are and their ethos as an artist, they were so set on that they were ahead of their time. People looked at them like, how did this person do it? It's because they weren't really bogged down by what everyone else is telling them to do, including myself. You can take this or leave it. But all I know is from all of my time and all of my, different versions of myself of being an artist, being an actor, being a musician, doing all these things, doing improv, comedy, doing all this stuff. Like, I really had to figure out, what I am all about. And I figured out that I am one of these people that can't be defined 100%. I like to push myself. I like to do different things. I like to not get too comfortable doing one thing and, push myself to do something else. If I get too comfortable doing one thing, I get a little bored. So I want to try branching out. I want to do a podcast, or I want to, sing a song or write a song, or I want to do some poetry. I want to write a book, or I've done all those things. I've been an actor. I've been in, movies. I've been in plays. It doesn't define me as a person doing one of these things. It's more about the creative expression, and it's about something that I want to say that's deeper within me. And when you get close to understanding yourself and understanding that there really are no limitations on your creativity and you can do whatever you want, whatever you can envision, I think that's the most important advice I can give somebody, is to get very clear on that first. Yes, you need to do the body work. You got to build a body of work. It's something that you can fall back on. If I didn't build a body of work right now, while I've been fighting to stay alive, and believe me, I have been fighting to stay alive. If I didn't have that, I would be on the street right now. But because I have this foundation of a body of work, and I've done, I've sold my work online, I've sold my work in galleries, I've been able to stay afloat throughout this, barely, but because of that. If I didn't do that, if I had a normal job, or if I listened to other people, I might be on the street right now. So I would just say, take some time to really get to know yourself, get to know who you are, get to know your ethos, get to know what inspires you and what you have to offer. And I think that will serve you very well for the remainder of your life and your art career. And guess what? It might change from time to time, and that's okay. Be willing to adapt, evolve, and pivot. As long as you're staying true to yourself, you can be whatever you want to be. So that's the advice I would leave you with. And I hope you liked this 300th episode. I really am grateful for everybody listening and for being a part of this, and for giving reviews and giving good reviews and positive reviews. I look forward to bringing you hopefully 300 more of these, health willing. And I'm going to keep showing up, and I hope you keep showing up out there too. So in the meantime, be good to yourselves, be good to everyone else out there, and we'll see you next time on the next episode. Bye, everybody.
Well, hell now, I might be late, I might be tardy, but nobody tells Nick Cage when he can say happy 300th. So, calm down, Cage. All right, so what I really wanted to say was, damn it, they're playing me off. Oh, come on now. Let me give...
This has been the Living Artist Podcast.
I'll see you around.
Thank you so much for listening. I just want you to know that I appreciate you being here, and I'm grateful to be in your ears. Your art and creative life on this planet is meaningful, so thank you for sharing it with me. If you like this podcast, whatever platform you're listening to it on, please subscribe and share it with your friends. You can also leave me a positive review to show your support. This helps me to reach more people with the algorithmic magic and keep the show going strong. If you want to see more of what I do and check out the art that I create, you can visit my website at www.pmsartwork.com, or follow me on social media everywhere at PMS Artwork. That's it for now. See you back here next time.